In today's video, I'm going to be playing some ladder, testing out the Evolved Bomber that just came out at 9,000 trophies. So guys, if you didn't hear, before this card came out, they nerfed the health, so now it dies to arrows. It no longer has a 25% health boost, and honestly, I think this is a very good thing because it was ridiculously broken due to the fact that it survived arrows and just had extra health in general. I still think it is going to be absolutely broken though because it's one cycle, meaning you're going to be able to get this thing down so many times. It's just ridiculous, especially when you're running it in a cycle deck, and I do think it is going to be better in cycle. Now, don't get me wrong. Obviously, it's going to be very good inside of beatdown decks, too. You could run E-Giant Golem, which, of course, is going to be very good with the Bomber. But in Cycle, I just feel like Evolutions always tend to be better in those because you're able to get the Evo down so many times throughout the match. So we're going to go for Wall Breakers here. I think the Cannoneer also, guys, is very good inside of cycle decks, and people are starting to realize that now. I don't know if you guys saw on ladder last season, so many of the top players last day of the season were using the Cannoneer, especially inside of cycle decks. I actually finished top 50 in the world last season, 43rd if I recall correctly, and I was using the Cannoneer. So I think people are starting to realize more and more, hey, you know what? The Cannoneer is actually pretty good. So people were probably wrong about it. Of course, in some matchups, you're going to be better off having the Princess Tower, especially if you're against Graveyard, but that is why oftentimes with the Cannoneer, you see the poison, so you have a good way of addressing the Graveyard. In this case, this guy's looking like he is running the Golem, I want to say. Golem Healer is a popular combination. I'm seeing it a fair amount right now, so we'll see how the Evo Bomber does end up doing in this type of matchup. I do think we need to be very aggressive, especially early on, to make it difficult for him to build the Golem pushes. I'm just going for a Bomber here and a Drill. He went for Baby Dragon. I'm honestly fine with that. He just committed a lot of Elixir. He spent 8 to defend a 6 Elixir push, so I'm completely content with that. He's going to go for the Poison. Let's send in the Wall Breakers in the other lane, and I guess we'll just get Skellies going here. He's going to go for a NATO. I'm fine with that. So let's just do this. Go in for a Drill. We're kind of going to go all in here. We're actually going to get a Poison down on top of the E-Drag, and then we're going to pop the ability with the Little Prince. Boom! Look at that. Okay, not a whole lot of value there. The problem is we really need to get the Bomber lined up on the tower, and until we do, it's not going to get like an awful lot of value, if that makes sense. So sometimes it is situational. You could use the Evo Bomber, I feel like, with the Tornado as well. That'll help you line everything up. So there's just going to be so many decks I could see this card being very effective in. So we went for the E-Drag. That was not an optimal way of defending that at all. So let's just get a Little Prince down. All we got to do is cycle back to another Poison. Actually, instead, you know what we could do? Let's try to, just for fun, get some value out of the Evo Bomber. We tricked him. I feel kind of bad. To be fair, though, we're both at 9,000 trophies, but hey, at least we can say we won this game. Look at that. Evo Bomber won us that game. Here we go. Let's see if we can get more value with the Evo Bomber this match, whether it's lining things up or defensively. I feel like defensively it can be very valuable too. Like, let's say you have a massive push coming in and the Evo Bomber, kind of like the Bowler, right? You can kind of compare it to a Bowler or a Firecracker, just getting the splash on top of everything. So we're going to go for a Poison here on top of his Little Prince. That should be pretty adequate. And from there, I guess we'll see what he wants to do. He's going to go for a Giant. Okay, so he's probably running Giant Graveyard. This is actually the deck that finished #1 last season. We see he's also got the Cannoneer. So we're going to set up a Bomb Tower here and get ready to poison his Graveyard if he does decide to do that. So for now, he's just going to Arrow. We're going to go Skeletons just to DPS down the Giant, and he is going to go for his Graveyard very aggressively. Luckily, I have the Poison in cycle for that, and we just go for a very nice delivery on top of all that jazz, and I feel like we're kind of chilling here. We could actually go for Wall Breakers right now. We have the delivery tanking, and he's going to get a Dark Prince down, but I think, nice, both of those ended up connecting because he kind of messed up his defense a little bit. So we're going to go Skellies like this to distract, and then let's send in the Drill. Let's see what happens, see if this Evo Bomber, it's a threat no matter what. It makes the other person panic even if it doesn't line up. Ooh, it activated the King Tower. Well, yeah, that's the one thing you do have to keep in mind as well, that King activation. So let's actually go for delivery here and Little Prince. I was thinking about going Bomb Tower, but this is better, so I have more counter push. You see, the thing is, even when they defend the Evo Bomber, they still have to commit so much just to defend it. and it's really annoying because he had to play the giant off to the side, whereas if it was a regular bomber, you could kind of play it in front, but he couldn't afford to have it line up, if that makes sense. So we're going to go for a bomber here. I don't think the king activation really matters that much at the end of the day, especially with this pretty big lead overall. We are probably going to want to kite this back, though, and let's get a drill going here. All right, let's see. So he is going to go in the other lane. Let's get this going here. Let's get Skelly's going like this, and then I feel like this is a pretty decent matchup for me as well. Alright, so let's see. He's going to arrow. Okay, the arrows kind of hit everything over there. Let's go for a drill now. And then we'll go for wall breakers, see if he defends this. He does go minions, okay. We got to watch out. I was thinking of poisoning that, but we gotta be a little cautious, right? We want to save that poison for the graveyard, because really that's all you have for it. I really can't stress that enough. When you are using the Cannoneer, you have to be very, very careful about the graveyard and making sure you're always saving the poison for it. So he's kind of realizing that he's got to really put the pressure on at this point. So I want to make sure we're staying on top of defense. He's got Dark Prince for the... To be fair, he's got a fair amount of counters to us. Evo Bomber kind of clutching up a bit there. And, oh, there we go. Death by Evo Bomber. That was satisfying. Let's go. All right, we found our next one here against Uncle God. So we'll just start with the drill. With this deck, it's usually fine to make the first play. And I don't think it's too risky going for a drill first play. You can kind of think of it as going for like a hog first play. 4 elixir, right? Applies some pressure. So he's going to have the Knight, and I'm pretty sure I saw the Evo thing above it. So Evo Knight probably. Well, we got a bomb tower, and we can even use the drill defensively, so we should be A-okay when defending this E-Giant here. He's going to go for a lightning. We've got to be cautious about this. We're just going to go for the Little Prince ability here, and then I think I'm going to go delivery just so we don't take a ton of damage. Yeah, we only take 1 stun on our tower. That's not too shabby, I would say. He's got the bowler as well. Okay, so he's using kind of the main E-Giant deck, the meta one, I guess you could say. So, see how we want to defend this bowler here. We actually don't have the best rotation right now. Maybe get a bomber going and then go for the... Let's see, so that get that going here. This is not a great start, I have to say. Not a good start at all. We're kind of playing from behind here. We can still win. We can still win, but this was an awful start. Awful start. I kind of have to eat my own words about saying how... Well, I mean, this is a good matchup for me, but just a bad start. I think it's a good matchup anyway, because there really should be no way for his E-Giant to break through when I have 2 buildings, because the drill can be used on defense. But we just need to play good from here on out. We had a little bit of a slip-up early on, but it's okay. What we can do is we can go opposite lane, because we don't want to play into him, especially in this type of position. And he's actually going to get an E-Giant down. So this should be defended without too much trouble. I mean, the Little Prince is, I believe, it was sniping the bomb tower. Yeah, it is, but that's okay. So we're going to get a delivery down on top of that Little Prince. And that ability isn't going to do very much, actually. We're going to go ahead and play our ability, though. He's going to go in for a cannon. Okay. The Evo Knight. Let's see. Let's go for a bomber. And then let's go for a drill, and then we can kite back that Evo Knight. Ooh, we bombered in the back, so maybe that drill can get some damage. We're actually going to poison the bowler. I think that's solid. Wow, ton of chip damage coming in. He really screwed up a bit. So we're going to go Little Prince, same lane as the E-Giant. Get a bomber going. And then I think we can apply pressure here. I just want to make sure I don't play the drill too early. Yeah, wow, he's really going all in here. We're going to get a delivery down. I'm going to go Skelly's like this, and then, let's see, we go for the Evo Bomber. We're going to get a Bomb Tower going like that, and he's got a NATO. That NATO didn't accomplish very much, I have to say. We do want to make sure we get... Oh, that reached the tower? Wait, one of them reached the tower, didn't it? Or am I seeing things? Or it, like, almost did. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, defensive E-Giant. He's got to have something... Okay, cannon. So, this guy's playing decently. I mean... He's made some mistakes, but he definitely knows what he's doing. He's pressuring here with the Little Prince. That, I feel like, was a little aggressive and potentially a mistake, but I don't want to jinx it. We need something for the... Oh, gosh. We need something for the Little Prince. Okay, nice. I think I could actually at this point just cycle a couple poisons and we should be a-okay here. I can't... Yeah, let's just defend and cycle back to another poison. I think we're chilling. Do this here. Just delivery on top of everything. He's probably going to get a lightning down, but I don't think it's going to matter. Let's get a poison going. Boom. And that should be GG. Yeah, there we go. Just do that. There we go. Give this deck a try. Evo Bomber, pretty broken, I would say.